Hello and welcome to another episode of the YBI's Innovators Insights podcast. Yeah.
Tongue twister.
Yeah. I did a good job today. Typically I stutter and stumble over that, but today we got it out first time, one take.
Great job.
Thank you. I am here with two very astute guests. I am the least qualified person in the room right now, and I am perfectly okay with that. In front of me, I have Miss Brittany, and to my right, I have Mr. Zach. I am going to let them introduce themselves and tell you what they do. Brittany, can we start with you?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So my name is Brittany Engel, and I am the engineering project manager, one of two, on the advanced manufacturing team for the Youngstown Business Incubator.
Beautiful.
Head two projects right now. One is called The Last Tactical Mile. It's a traveling road show for 3D printed sand cores and metal casting. Our next one is it's close to Milwaukee.
Okay.
It's actually in Pewaukee. I hope I said that right.
Okay.
And then the Drive AM program is full force going forward. Our next class is the Additive Manufacturing 102 course.
Okay.
So that's in person, and we have 10 slots open. A few of them have been taken, but that is in June, so a couple weeks from now. And with that, I'll turn it over to Zach.
Beautiful.
Nice. Okay. Good transition. So my name's Zach DiVincenzo. I'm the president and co-founder of JuggerBot 3D. Born and bred in Youngstown, Ohio. And my business partner and I, Dan Fernback, started JuggerBot 3D right out of college 11 years ago. So we're both alums of Youngstown State University, degrees in industrial and systems engineering. And we just had an affinity for advanced manufacturing, which is likely what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah.
And a good, perfect fit with the uprising of 3D printing and the need to develop new innovative technologies. And so we're located in Tech Block Building 5, which is the Youngstown Business Incubator's 5th installment. We were one of the original hardware companies of the YBI, which was difficult at the time because not only is the YBI learning additive and building their first programs, we were probably causing a ruckus in their first building, welding and soldering and catching things on fire. So quickly was a need to identify new space, and it's been a blessing to be in the portfolio.
Wow. So a couple things you gave, we're gonna stay with you for a second.
Sure.
You gave me a little bit of a lot there that I want to kind of just unpack.
Good.
11 years ago, you started the company.
Yeah.
In 2025, we are seeing that advanced manufacturing is like the new thing.
Right.
You started your company 11 years ago, and 2025, it's now the new thing.
Right.
So first off, congratulations, shout out to you for being an innovator in that and seeing just kind of where the future is going. So I applaud you for that. Secondly, catching things on fire. So I work in the main building.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been over to, we call it TBB 5, Tech Block Building 5. So I know what your space over there looks like, and it's massive. I can't imagine you being in the main building. And I think someone said that you actually started out as an intern at the YBI and then transitioned, or can you explain it?
Yeah, so I did not start as an intern. When the company first started, and I got to give my hats off to some of the professors at Youngstown State University, the true pioneers, individuals like Dr. Darrell Wallace and Dr. Brett Connor, who saw the need for bringing additive to Youngstown and being on that initial committee to get America Makes installed here in Youngstown. And they were our professors who were just introducing us to 3D printing. I don't know if people understand this, but professors typically don't run equipment. So when they buy equipment, students run it.
Okay.
Right? And everyone breaks it.
Yeah.
And it's on us to figure it out and fix it. We actually started the company with 3 co-founders, and our third co-founder, Jim DeAndrea, also a graduate industrial and systems engineering, was one of the original inaugural interns of America Makes. When America Makes actually had equipment.
Okay.
So it was actually interesting. A lot of people don't know this now, being 11 years from then when American Makes was first installed, they had a legitimate shop with all the newest 3D printers available. Very difficult to run, operate, maintain. And when the transition made it more accessible for American Makes to support partners without having to show the equipment, YBI stepped in.
Okay.
And they've always was going to step in, but really took that on themselves. And so it was a need to be present and support them the entire part. But yeah, the original building, which you are in now, probably more outfitted for software companies,
Right.
small businesses.
Right.
We had, I think, maybe 300 square feet on the third floor. And I got to give ample amount of credit to the YBI. Every single time I've asked for support, it's always come. It just comes slightly different than what you asked for. If you ask for 10,000 square feet, they'll give you 1,000. Prove yourself, figure it out. It's been awesome for them to do that, actually. And so it's always incremental. And my trade, actually, my background is welding. My grandfather had a weld shop here in Youngstown, Ohio.
Nice.
And it was like the first thing we wanted to do is build our own 3D printers in our offices. And so,
Wow.
welding, burning, doing those types of things.
All types of fun.
All types of fun.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna shift gears a little. This episode, we're gonna talk about AMUX. Okay, so hopefully some of our listeners and viewers, you were able to attend or heard. There was a ton of press on it. But Brittany, if you can kind of just give us a grand synopsis. You know, we both work for YBI, so we were there working the event. Brittany, you are a part of the event. I take that back. Hold on. I was a part of the event too.
Yes, you
everyone.
were.
I was the voice over on one of the films that we played, so I got to put my stamp on our first AMUX event. But can you talk? You were a seminar speaker.
Moderator, yes.
Moderator, excuse me. You were a seminar moderator. Can you just kind of tell me how that session went?
Yeah, I'm Zach actually was on my panel. So it went really well. I think that there was a lot of really good information. And it was presented in a way that was easy to digest.
Beautiful.
It wasn't too in the weeds. I learned a lot about what BDI does.
Okay.
And some of their case studies.
Okay.
And examples for their case studies. It was just a really great event. Also, I did want to point out that AMUX, like most things in our wheelhouse, is an acronym, and it stands for Advanced Manufacturing User Expo. So
Thank you for that. I learned something today, everyone. Advanced Manufacturing User Expo.
yes,
Thank you so much. So, question for you. This is the type of event that I'm a novice to advanced manufacturing. This is something that I should look forward to attending next year if I want to learn and just kind of understand buzzwords and who the players are in the game. This is the event for that.
absolutely.
Okay, that is good.
It's a great opportunity for networking and just kind of, I think Barb said, nerding out.
Yeah, that is the word that we typically use, nerding
Yeah.
out. Okay, I love that. Zach, stay with me, okay?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to go left field here.
Go for it.
All right, just
I'll bring us back in if we need to.
just what socks do you have on today?
What socks? Let's see. I do have socks that are probably just a hodgepodge of stars,
Okay.
skulls. Did you see my JuggerBot socks?
I was told about your
Yes.
JuggerBot socks, and I said, I wonder if he is going to wear them tomorrow.
Oh, I couldn't because it not probably be too well back-to-back days, but I do represent really well. Socks are my thing.
Thank you. So tell me this. You told me what you do. What does your company, what does JuggerBot do? What is it like?
Sure.
What is the offering for you all?
Yeah, so we would be recognized as a traditional OEM, an original equipment manufacturer. So we are the designers and manufacturers of industrial grade 3D printing equipment. In the world of 3D printing, there are 7 main categories. So just think of like anything you do at home, like, right? If like, there's probably many different ways to skin a cat, right? Like many different ways to subtract something. And there's going to be 7 different ways that we've recognized to add material.
Okay.
The category in 3D printing that we fall under is called material extrusion. Best way to think about this and how I explained to my grandma the first time I started the company was, Grandma, I'm going to take a hot glue gun and I'm going to feed in cold plastic and I'm going to heat it up I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm going to write your name on the table. But instead of one time, I'm going to raise my hand up. I'm going to write it again and again and again, incrementally, the same consistent layer height. So what it really is it's 2D printing layer upon layer. And what JuggerBot does is we build just industrial professional systems at a large scale. So in our arena, you can have 3D printers that are fitting on a desktop that can print something like a mouse or a coffee mug. And then we build machines that can print parts as big as this table for large format tooling for manufacturers or final parts for replicas and prototypes and demonstration facilities. So we do that all here in Youngstown. We have a brilliant team, 17 employees, counting myself, and we have the ability from just scratch to design the hardware, the electrical, the software. We outsource to as many local fabricators as we possibly can. We try to stay within a 50-mile radius, and we give it to them. We're going to have a vendor appreciation coming up this year. And we do all the assembly here in Youngstown. So we keep the control and the quality of our product. We do all of our factory acceptance testing. And then the company has been able to build itself up to the point that we can offer all the ancillary services. So when we sell a machine, we would be able to offer the on-site installation, the preventative maintenance. Every 6 months, someone's coming out to service them. And then the additional and ongoing training that you may see with, purchasing large assets. So
that's
across the board.
Huge. And thank you for that breakdown of 3D printing. That was probably, if I'm going to be honest, the best, most simple explanation of what it is 3D printing is.
Right.
Hot glue gun.
Hot glue gun.
Cold glue.
There you go.
Write the name. Write another layer.
Yep.
Make sure they're the same.
Yep.
Keep doing it.
Yep.
I love it. Thank you so much for that. So Brittany, AMUX. I was there. I'm going to be honest. I'm telling on myself. When we say advanced manufacturing, my eyes are shut. I don't know. I can talk enough to, to pass through the conversation. So one thing you stated with these, with the panel discussions, I'd like to think of it, they were bite-sized pieces. Like I could digest what was happening, and I wasn't really lost in the room with the geniuses and the rocket scientists that were there. It's like, oh, I'm one of you guys for a day. So I appreciate that. In the foyer area, there were vendor tables, sponsorship opportunities. There was a pretty large machine out there, almost like a spider or scorpion.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk to me about what that was?
Vitruvian was one of our sponsors, and you were right. It is called the Scorpion.
Scorpion, okay.
You can see photos of it on our website, on their website, and it 3D prints cement so that it can make the outer walls of a house.
Wow. That's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Okay. That is where we are headed. I didn't get a chance to speak to anyone from Vitruvian, but I seen it and I said, okay, this is very futuristic. Here we go. I love it.
Right.
And then hearing that we are making houses out of concrete and cement now.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting, especially for an area like Youngstown and being able to be the hub as what we're calling it now with the innovation, us getting the innovation funds. So I'm excited for where we're heading. I'm excited for where we're going. Last question, and I'm going to pose this to the both of you, okay? Whoever wants to take it first, go ahead. 5 years from now in Youngstown, Ohio, where do you see the climate of advanced manufacturing?
I thought you were going to buzz in. Okay.
Or if not, where do you see it? Where do you hope to see it? Is it more of, in 5 years from now, I want Youngstown to understand what advanced manufacturing.
Buzz.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
So I hope to see it as an innovation hub for defense contracts. And I want Youngstown to be synonymous with additive and advanced manufacturing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is there, and I think we're on our way.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, is there a city that is comparable? But I think we are leading that force in it.
There's niches.
Yeah.
And so there's cities across the world, or across our nation that have found a niche, and it could be something very specific, right? Like, why was car manufacturing in Lordstown? Oh, there's a lot of cloud coverage. We're pretty gray in Ohio, and there's a lot going on, and being close to ports and close to trains. I mean, there's reasons usually something is in a city, or there's investment, right? You have how Silicon Valley is being recognized with semiconductors. I think Youngstown wants to be recognized more than just a Swiss Army knife. So, growing up, I've always known, and this is what grandparents are telling you, it's steel towns, old Rust Belt, mills. And I was shocked, graduated from Youngstown State University, traveling to California for my first expo for 3D printing out in Long Beach, California, to actually hear more than one person tell me, "You're from Youngstown? That's where America Makes and all 3D printing takes place." Like, that was a first wake up call of, where Youngstown is, other than seeing maybe mob movies and some other things going on.
Well, it sounds like my dream is coming true already.
Yeah.
It is. That was 2015. So that it was a shock then. So what I think the YBI, university, Youngstown State University, America Makes, we've stayed relevant, but now it's more than just having relevancy. It's now specializing and being recognized for something very specific. And so Youngstown wants to be recognized and be able to support aerospace and defense, which why shouldn't? Ohio is one of the only states that has representation of all three branches: Air Force, Navy, and Army. And we have the National Accelerator for Additive Manufacturing in our backyard. Why wouldn't it be recognized for something? So this was just a massive team effort across the board. That's why it was actually amazing to be at the AMUX event, because I just take a lot of pride in Youngstown and where I'm from. And what the people in the stands really don't understand is how blessed everyone is because of just what we have here. And that event, even though we're trying to have a meeting of the minds, is also a constant reminder of giving back to the community, of saying, like, we appreciate you so much more than you think, because of everything we're trying to do here. And you go to other cities and they're not doing that. I literally have I'll keep this story very short, but it will stay in my mind forever now. America Makes periodically have what they call fireside chats, where they're bringing in, it's not a podcast, but it is bringing in users, experts, to just talk to either it's government officials or whatever, whoever it is. And I was brought in to sit down in a room full of individuals from University of Texas, El Paso, which that university is recognized as, in our nation, is probably the leaders in funding for technology. Like, that university gets the most amount of federal funds for like half a decade. They've been very consistently getting funds. They're considered what's called an R1. And the president, who's now no longer, she retired. She was on her way to be retirement. She was doing her kind of circle, going around to identify what can she do to pass it off. And she was amazed that UTEP gets the most amount of investment and the least amount of retainment of their people. All of their individuals leave El Paso. They all leave. They go somewhere else. They do not stay. They're having really big issues keeping people to stay at work there. And she was shocked and asked just me the question, why Youngstown? Like, how is this possible? You guys don't get the same amount of funding, but you are doing this. How did America Makes come here? She was shocked. And it's not an easy answer. And I really just kind of have to tell her it's culture and this environment that we have here. And we just don't give enough credit back to the people. We have to show that. So AMUX is part of that too, right? We're trying to get some benefit of getting the technology out there, but YBI did a fantastic job, and got to give a shout out to Rory who put that on, helped put that on, and the staff.
Rory Kell.
Of just continue giving back.
That was beautiful. Actually, that's a perfect synopsis of everything. And actually, if I can say this, of YBI in general, we are here to help the community. We are here. We're not, if we're not helping the community, we're not here. If we're not helping grow our city, tear the buildings down because we no longer exist.
I hope that's what continues for the events to come. When you ask like what's 5 years, we want to be recognized. I want to see the community continue to recognize because it's like it's right in front of you. The YBI is screaming to everyone in the world, call me. I will help you with everything we're possible. Like we can do.
Yeah.
We are helping you. And if I had to give my why are we here in 11 years? It's because we just been able to have, first and foremost, we give more than we receive. And that's been, I think, something that even goes through all of this community here at the YBI. Most of the people here, why it's such a great thing is we like to we give
Right.
more than we get. And that's what I would be continuously advising, that people just take advantage of it. I think they are either scared or they're shy or they feel like they're taking advantage and they don't need help. But if you would break that barrier down and just actually, reach out, YBI is there and this community is there.
Thank you. That's a great plug for YBI. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate
Always.
it. Don't steal my job, man.
No.
Brittany, so you started off, you told us a little bit of what you have. We're ending out. Can you tell us how to get in contact with you? Who should be getting in contact with you? And Pewaukee? Did I?
Pewaukee?
Pewaukee.
Yeah.
Pewaukee.
Yeah.
Who in Pewaukee that is listening to our podcast, where should they sign up for our event out there?
So we do have links on the YBI.org website for getting in contact with me, more information on the Last Tactical Mile seminar series, and the Drive AM
Okay.
project. Drive AM is actually also an acronym. I won't bore you with what it stands for. Send me an email. The people that should attend, so the Drive AM program, we're looking for local people that have manufacturing experience, people that maybe work in just any kind of factory,
Okay.
manufacturing facility. We want to try and teach you how to use SolidWorks to make a 3D printed part. So we have our course for material extrusion in June, and then there's a larger format version of the class in August.
Okay.
If those dates happen to change, you can see that on our website as well. And then in Pewaukee, we want to see you if you work in a foundry. So we have so many great industry experts slated for our panels. Again, on the website, if you want to click on that, they have bios. You've probably heard of a lot of them if you're in the casting industry. So I hope to see you soon.
I love that. And one more time, what city is that?
It's Pewaukee.
Pewaukee.
It's right outside of Waukesha, which is really close to Milwaukee.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Zach, again, thank you for your presence and your time. Where can we get in touch with you?
Well, you can reach out to myself or my business partner, Dan Fernback, JuggerBot3D.com. Reach out if you're interested in learning about new technology and seeing if it's a good fit for you. But we're always on the YBI campus, so find ways to get in touch with your local contact to get some tours. You'll get a chance to see our machines in action, either being assembled or printing parts, and you'll likely see one of us.
Beautiful.
I do have to say, I used to work with your business partner's uncle at a
Really?
previous job.
Yeah.
And he said, oh yeah, I have a nephew that works in Youngstown and he builds 3D printers. And I'm like, okay, thinking it's the desktop. Well, I got hired at the YBI and I walked through and they are the size of
Oh, yeah.
like half of a garage,
Massive.
like the biggest printer. I'm like, Marty, you really undersold
Yeah.
your nephew.
Yeah. And now the next one is going to be 3 times larger.
Oh,
so
really?
be ready this fall.
Okay. Those are definitely not being made
yeah.
on the third floor of
No,
YBI
no,
Main.
no.
Wow.
3 times larger. Much larger.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Congratulations. That's okay. That's awesome. But thank you all both for your time here. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. I feel like my IQ increased a little bit today. 2 point, maybe 2.5 points today. I'm good. That's just me. I feel like it. I feel like genius rubs off.
Oh,
You
nice.
know, it's proximity.
There we go.
But thank you again. To our listeners, to our viewers, I want to thank you again for listening and stopping by to another episode of the YBI's Innovators Insights podcast. I'm Carrington Griffin. Thank you. Bye.